Listen, we're American Muslims, we're Muslim Americans. We don't have to choose between the two. It molds together, it fits together, it works together. So don't be afraid of your identity, don't be afraid of your faith, don't be scared to practice your faith. And inshallah, we'll make it through. You know, these are rough times coming that we're in right now, but inshallah, the good times will be coming soon, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslims by Islamic Finder. Now we are talking to my first friend in New York, who is actually a friend of everyone. Kevin Shakil is an IT professional, a co-founder of America's Islamic Radio, and helps the families who need groceries and food. So let's talk to him and listen to his story and what he's exactly doing. Thanks, Kevin, for joining us today. I hope you are doing well.
Alhamdulillah, Ali, it's finally nice to see you after a really long time. You were supposed to be here in the studio this time around, but obviously COVID. So inshallah next year, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. So tell us your story.
Thank you so much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. To all of our viewers, thank you for watching this. This is a great initiative started by Muslims of New York. Ali Bhai, thank you for having me. To our viewers, people who are watching this right now, my name is Kevin Shakil. I'm one of the co-founders of America's Islamic Radio, the first Islamic radio station based in the US. This idea came out of a very negative situation in 2016 or 17, I apologize. I was actually living in Buffalo. I was a service desk manager for IBM. I was managing about 400 to 500 employees up in Buffalo. And I had my daughter who was 2 years old at the time. Me and my daughter were taking a walk through the park one day, and a gentleman looked at us with such hatred and spit near my daughter. And I said, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Go back to your country, towelhead." That very negative stigma for the Islamophobia at that time, it basically deterred me from actually wanting to live there and actually move back down to New York. When I came back to New York, I founded my own IT company, Tech Bytes, and I basically was looking for office space. This is where I ran into my partners, Luis Mendez and Jorge Guzman. Upon running into them, they were actually building out the studio that you're seeing right now for Lewis's radio station, lvnradio.com. So upon looking at this, I said, hey, there might be some times where I can use the radio station to do some Islamic content and whatnot, thinking nothing of it, right? That's when the idea grew. I was thinking about, hey, if they can have a radio station, why can't Muslims have a radio station? Upon researching, I figured there's not even one Islamic radio station in America. So thinking about it, I had a dream. I was doing Hajj. And while I was doing Hajj, I was in Ihram and I was standing on Mount Arafat. And as I looked around me, everybody who I knew in my daily life, the people who were not Muslims, were standing there. And I said, this is a very, very ajib dream. What does this mean? So I consulted with an alim here in New York, and he said, what are you doing for Islam? I said, what do you mean, what am I doing for Islam? I pray in my namazes, I give my zakat. What do you mean? I go for Umrah, alhamdulillah. He goes, no, what are you doing for Islam? What message are you giving for Islam? Are you doing something? I said, well, I had this idea that I wanted to start, an Islamic radio station. He said, do it. I said, why? He goes, because do it. He said, that's your calling. And alhamdulillah, I had a conversation with the community that night. And I got a lot of, negative feedback saying, oh, there's no need for that. You're going to basically put a target on your back. Don't even think about it. You're going to draw attention where it doesn't need to be drawn. And I felt very, very dismotivated when I heard that. And when I spoke to Lewis about it, he goes, Kev, if they don't support you, I support you. Jorge supports you. We support you. If you want to do it, let's do it. And alhamdulillah, America's Islamic Radio was founded that night.
Alhamdulillah. So it's been 4 years?
2 years. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, August of 2018.
Okay, perfect. And what kind of success you guys have accomplished till date?
Yep.
Alone by being the first Islamic radio station in America, which is a huge feat. Basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to take back the narrative of what Muslims are, right? So when when you see Muslims, the name Muslims or the name Islam portrayed in the media, you're always hearing something negative. you're never seeing the great things. You're never seeing the work that's being done by, Muslims, in New York. You never see the work that's being done by like ICNA Relief. You're never really seeing the work that's being done by like organizations like MGB. You're never seeing work done by like Empowering Young Professionals Long Island, which, has Muslim members. You're always seeing the negative, the negative, the negative. So here at American Islamic Radio, what we decided to do is I have a show called Shakil and Company, where I highlight people who are making impact in the community, right? So I'm highlighting businesses, Muslim businesses, Muslim individuals. I believe you interviewed some of them as well. Kashif Hussain, Mohammed Bahi, Sister Rubina Niaz. We highlighted them here, and to talk about, the struggles that they went through and how they, founded this, and how they're giving back to the community. And it's not they're just giving back to the Muslim community, and of course not. They're giving back to everybody, every single American. And that's what we're doing. We're highlighting all the successes that these Muslim individuals here in New York are doing, and across the U.S.
Sure. So tell us about the team and how America Islamic Radio is functioning.
Well, we function in many different ways, right? I mean, the main way you can find us is going to our Facebook page, type in America's Islamic Radio, like us, follow us. All of our shows are happening on there. I mean, you hear the name radio, right? And people, get thrown off. Oh, it's just a radio station. No, we took the radio station to the next level. In the age of social media, we took it full advantage of that. We're basically on everything. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We're actually going to be on YouTube in the next 2 weeks. Right now, we're developing it. You can also find our stuff on americanislamicradio.com. Basically, we were seeing a lot of people coming to our site, and we weren't really focusing on the site at all. So what we did was we were basically revamping the site for our viewers, so that if you're anywhere around the world and you want to hear, what American Muslims are doing, you can tune into America's Islamic Radio.
Sure, sure, sure. And actually, it's not just the radio anymore. There a lot of more things people are expecting from a radio. So, alhamdulillah, you're doing very well. So,
Alhamdulillah.
so we see yet that you interview many people. Some of them are business folks. So, what's the purpose? So, I get some of the idea that you want to show a true face of Muslims. But what's the motive, or what's the purpose of interviewing these people?
It's taking back our narratives. It's showing that Muslim Americans, right, what we're like, that we're not, if you think about Muslims and American, right, people think that, hey, either you're Muslim or you're American, right? So what we're trying to do is like, hey, you don't have to be Muslim or an American. You can be an American Muslim. You can be a Muslim American. It basically ties in together. And that's the reason that we're trying to show, our viewers and those who watch us that, that American Muslims are just regular people. We're not different. That yes, we practice a different faith than most people, and yes, we have our rituals. We have our salahs, and in a Ramadan we're fasting, and we do different things. But at the end of the day, we're regular people. We're regular New Yorkers. We're regular Americans, and that's what I'm trying to highlight. So when I highlight people in like individuals who are making an impact, right? So it's taking back the narrative that people think of, right? You have a stigma of what Muslims are supposed to be in America, right? So what we're doing is we're taking back our own narrative. We're not saying, hey, what we're trying to do is say, hey, you can't define us. We're defining ourselves.
True. And what kind of goals have you set for this radio channel?
Well, the goals is like this. Listen, the way I look at it, right? I take a step back once or twice a month, right? And I say, hey, what's next? I mean, we've had people like Zayn Bego, who's a huge nasheed artist that is world known to the Muslim community, right?
Yeah.
And we have people, so many people, right? That I can't even name. It's like so many legends, right? And I look at it every 2 months, and I'm like, okay, we had him, right? Great, successful interview, right? What's next? How can we push ourselves further? How can we show people what Muslims are? And that's the goal. Every 2 months, I reanalyze myself and I say, okay, what's next? We don't stay stagnant. What can we do to make our studio better? What can we do? What kind of shows can we develop? So from the founding, we started with just one show, my show, Shakil and Company. Where we are now is amazing. We have shows with Maria and Hannah, unscripted, where two Muslim girls who are in college, and they're talking about their experiences being Muslim in America, right? We have Sister Vilma Habiba, who does her show in Spanish. I'm pretty sure you've never heard of that before, but
Mm.
her show is completely in Spanish for those who became Muslim, who come from a Hispanic background. So she's talking with, she's interviewing people to learn about, when they became Muslim, what happened, what was their journey like, right? And talking about the tips and tricks. Obviously, alhamdulillah, we're born into Islam, right? There's others who were not born into Islam, and it's not easy, when you're telling your family that, hey, I'm becoming Muslim, I'm gonna wear a hijab, I'm gonna go pray 5 times a day, I'm going to go to the mosque, I'm gonna grow a beard out. It's culture shock, right? In a sense, it's religious shock. So, she basically highlights those. So, people who are thinking about becoming Muslim, right? Or people who become Muslim, that, hey, it's okay. That, you don't have to give up your culture. You don't have to give up your identity. That it basically meshes together. We also have another show with Maulana Mikael, with Quran Tafsir, which is him explaining the Quran in English,
Mashallah.
right? And then also we just started a new show with Sheikh Ibad Wali and myself, where we're doing a show about the beautiful names of Allah and how we should incorporate the beautiful name, the 99 names of Allah, into our daily lives. I mean, could you imagine, somebody who sees the 99 names of Allah, sings the nasheed, the 99 names of Allah, but not actually knowing what they mean?
Mm.
So what we're doing is we're basically talking about what every single name means and how we can incorporate an Islamic lifestyle in our lives.
Tell us how people can listen to your radio. So you have a website, you have some other channels as well. So tell
Yeah,
us
so
about that.
if you want to listen to American Islamic Radio, best way honestly is to find us on Facebook. We're very, very active. We have about 4 people managing the site. Send us a message, somebody will respond to you within an hour. We're on Instagram. I'm at America's Islamic Radio. We're also, you can go to our website, www.americanislamicradio.com. And also we're on the app called MixLR. It's an application. You basically hit search on the top right hand corner, type in Americas, and we're the first thing that pops up. Alhamdulillah. So you can listen to us that way. And also, we're about to launch our new app, inshallah, within the next 6 months, inshallah. That's the
Inshallah.
goal. So be on the lookout for that.
Sure. So at the end, any message you want to give to the Muslims, especially in US?
The message I want to give to Muslims in the US, right, is very clear and very cut. We need to be more active in our communities. We need to be we need not to be afraid of our faith, right? We need to be scared of our identity. Listen, we're American Muslims, we're Muslim Americans. We don't have to choose between the two. It molds together, it fits together, it works together. So don't be afraid of your identity, don't be afraid of your faith, don't be scared to practice your faith. And inshallah, we'll make it through. These are rough times coming that we're in right now, but inshallah, the good times will be coming soon, inshallah. So don't be scared, practice your faith properly. And there's resources out there. And if you ever need a Muslim brother, that you want to have a discussion with, or want to talk to, reach out to me. My Facebook is Kevin B Shakil, or a message on American Islamic Radio, and we'll respond to you.
Thanks for your time, man. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Thank you so much, Ali Boy, for having us. Thank you so much to Islamic Finder and Muslims of New York. We wish you great success on this project, inshallah.